been studying communication for 3 years. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand exactly why you need to socialize more. I'm about to tell you some shit that you need to hear, so pay attention. Right. So first I need to talk about why this is so important for you to socialize in the first place, and then I'm gonna move on into more reasons and arguments why it's so important for you to actually go out there and talk to people. Now, if you haven't realized by now, there's a huge contingent of the population that is suffering from loneliness. If you didn't see it in 2020, if you didn't see it in 2021, where everyone was trapped inside their houses, you're gonna see it now with the new evolution of social media, because everyone is addicted to their fucking phones. Everyone's a fucking phone wanker. All they do is they sit down, they scroll TikTok, they scroll IG. I've seen people in the same room before text each other instead of talking to one another face to face. So this is becoming a huge problem. And you might not see it as a problem, but I'm gonna explain to you why it's a problem in a moment. But it's a huge problem because people aren't talking to each other. And what this does, it's making people feel lonely. There's huge swaths of people, more than you would ever believe, who literally go the entire day without saying a word to anyone. And you don't notice them. And the reason why you don't notice them is because they never say a word. In fact, there's this one guy in my school, in my high school, we're gonna call him, I'm not gonna say his real name, we're gonna call him Ryan. Ryan, he goes the entire day without saying a single word to anyone. He's one of the shy kids, he's probably insecure, but he doesn't say a single word to anyone. And it's so sad because I genuinely, I dap him up every time I see him on the bus, but I genuinely forget about his existence. I forget he even lives just because he doesn't say a word. So what this means for you, and what this means for more and more people every year who are not socializing with one another, is that effectively more people every single year are becoming invisible. People, if you're a guy who doesn't talk, people don't acknowledge your existence. And this is a huge fucking problem. Why would you want to be invisible? I'm sure you want to be visible. I'm sure you want to socialize. And that's the first point. Everyone wants to socialize. Everyone looks at the popular kids who are talking to one another, and they see that they're socializing with one another, and everyone admires that. Because when you're socializing, you become popular. So everyone's jealous of the popular kid, always the popular, attractive kid, blah, blah, blah. So everyone intrinsically knows that socializing and knowing people is important. Now, I'm gonna move on to some actual reasons why you should start socializing with one another, because I've suffered from loneliness. I know many people who've suffered from loneliness, but the main thing that has really helped me cure my loneliness is learning how to speak. As soon as I started sitting down in front of a camera like I am right now, and I started speaking and practicing my articulation and removing filler words from my speech and speaking in a way that's interesting, in a way that's captivating, in a way that people want to listen to me, as soon as I started doing that, I became more social. Because confidence comes from competence. The reason why you're sitting there right now and you're not confident enough to go socialize with people is because you're not good at it. And if you look at socializing at the bare level, all socializing is talking. You just talk, hey John, how are you? Oh, you fucked your wife yesterday. That's nice. All socializing is talking. So if you're not good at talking, you're not going to be confident at socializing. So that's why I teach you that in the link in the description. If you want to become a master communicator, if you want to become social and cure your social life and become a better person, become more popular, and I'm going to talk about all the reasons why you should do this later on in the video. But if you want to become a master communicator, you can check out the link in the description. I'm having a pre-sale. I haven't completed the course yet, but I'm uploading the modules as I go. So if you want to become a master communicator, you can do so now by clicking the link in the description and buying my program for 4 times less than I'm going to sell it for once it's complete. So if you want to become a master communicator, you can check that out. However, the first major reason why you should start socializing more and why society as a whole should start socializing is because it improves your overall well-being. As humans, we need deep human connections with one another, intimate relations. I'm not talking about sexual relations, I'm just talking about deep relations. In the olden days, what men would do is that they would gather with one another with shared values and shared beliefs and a shared goal, and they would go walk a certain direction for miles and miles and miles with artillery and swords and bows and arrows, and they would conquest another land. That's what they would do, and the reason why is because they had a shared belief. They had a deep connection, and this was one of the most fulfilling things for people, for men especially. They go on a shared mission because they want to conquest a land, and by proxy, they develop deep human relations, and they have overall well-being. My bad, I have to look around, bro, because you see where I'm at right now. I gotta watch my back. If someone were to see me up here, I might have to start running. I may or may not have to start running out of here, FBI, but I gotta watch my back, so don't mind me. I'm gonna look around, I'm gonna make sure I'm not being spotted. But what was I saying? So when men would go to conquest, they would have deep human relations, and this is very important for your overall well-being. If you don't have close, intimate relationships, if you don't have brothers, I'm not talking about blood brothers, I'm talking about men who are on the same mission as you, who share the same beliefs and same values, then you're going to feel lonely. So you should start socializing more. This is the solution. You need to start socializing with more people who share your beliefs and values so you can build this deep connection, because it gives you an overwhelming sense of well-being. I'm telling you from experience, I feel much better now. I feel much happier, and I feel a sense of well-being now that I talk to people, and I talk to people who are like me, who are like-minded. I feel much more well-being by socializing than I did when I was in class, not talking to fucking anyone, not saying a single word throughout the day, not raising my hand in class. I feel much more well-being now. I can absolutely assure you, I can tell you from experience. So, that's the first reason. You should start socializing more, because when you talk to people who share your beliefs, who are like you have an overwhelming sense of well-being. On top of that, not only is it because you're with people who share the same beliefs, but you have an overwhelming sense of well-being because humans have evolved this way. Since the olden days, when humans used to live in tribes, they would live in tribes because it guaranteed, or at least it made them more competitive to survive. And since they were living in tribes, they evolved to live this way. They evolved to see people's faces every day. They evolved to communicate with one another and make jokes with one another. So when you're in a tribe, when you're with people who you share the same beliefs with, and you talk to them, you're gonna feel an overwhelming sense of well-being. So that's the first major reason, well-being. Now the second major reason why I believe that you should start socializing, society as a whole should start socializing more, is because it makes society safer. You realize that if more people talk to one another, if more neighbors talk to one another and they talked about their day and they actually genuinely cared about one another, society would not only be a safer place, but it'll be a much healthier environment to live in. Society as a whole would be healthier if you socialize more. And you might be thinking, why me? Why can't everyone else socialize more and then I join in? No, you need to start socializing more. You need to take the first step. You need to reach out to your neighbors, reach out to your friends, say good morning to your boss, manager, teacher, whatever it is. Reach out first. Develop these relationships first, because that's gonna make you a social beacon that connects with others. And you're gonna have a real impact. The impact starts with you. If you want society as a whole to start communicating and be a safer place for everyone, there's a plane right there, but bro, that plane is griefing my video, bro. But if you want society to be safer, then you need to start taking action yourself, because I know a lot of you guys heard of the butterfly effect, where a butterfly flaps its wing and thousands of miles away it starts a hurricane somewhere. That's the power of the butterfly effect. So if you take action and you quote unquote flap your wing and you start talking to people, you become that social beacon for others. and you're gonna make society a better place. And on top of that, you're gonna feel an overwhelming sense of well-being. Now, the very last reason I believe that you should start communicating more is not necessarily for society, but it's for you. Here's the thing. When you start socializing with people, naturally you're gonna start making friends, right? You're gonna start making friends. So when you have friends, especially close friends, you start building this network of people around you. This network of people who are competent, especially. If you know more people, you're more likely to get job opportunities. You're more likely to get picked up because your car broke down and you need to call a friend to pick you up because your car doesn't work. You're more likely to get shit done. Now, millionaires know this extremely well. At the top echelons of human life, where millionaires are on yachts, they're driving Lambos, they're living in the top echelons in life, they know this the most. Your network is your net worth. Everyone knows this, poor or rich. Rich people know this especially. When they know people, they know the guy with the yacht, they can go party with them. They know the guy with the Lambo is gonna pick them up after the car breaks down. They know the guy who owns the private jet company, so they get free flights. Your network is your net worth. So on the most extreme example, socializing and making friends is gonna grow your network and it's gonna get you more opportunities. My bad, I have to look behind me real quick, sorry. I already told you, but even on the lowest level of human life, where maybe you're fucking homeless, still knowing more people is gonna be better for you. On top of that, you're gonna have more friends, you're gonna be seen as the popular guy, and people are gonna like you and we're gonna want to be around you. So that's why you should socialize more. Those are 3 major reasons, not only for you, but for society as a whole. Those are 3 major reasons why you should socialize more. Now, if you're watching this, you're like, yeah, I'm pumped up, I'm ready to fucking socialize, I'm gonna talk my ass off all day, I'm gonna say good morning to my boss, I'm gonna say good morning to my teacher, blah, blah, blah. If you're hyped up right now, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Because I was hyped up too. I wanted to socialize with people. I wanted to make friends. The issue was, I wasn't good at speaking. Like I said, confidence equals competence. If you're good at something, you're automatically confident at it. I wasn't confident at socializing because I was bad at it. So the way you get better at socializing, the way you make it easier for yourself, the way you speak in a way that's captivating, the way you speak in a way that people want to be your friend, is by mastering communication. And this is exactly what I've been planning and trying to implement into my life for years and years and years. And I'm finally qualified enough to teach people on the internet how to do this same transformation, how to go from shy to social. If you want to do that, if you want to become a master communicator, I have a program. The link is in the description. I haven't completed it yet, like I said earlier in the video. So if you want to buy it for 4 times cheaper than what I'm going to sell it for, then you can check out the price after you click the link in the description. It's gonna make you a master communicator. It's gonna make you more social. You're gonna have an overwhelming sense of well-being. Society is gonna be better because of it, because you're gonna be a social beacon for others. And you're gonna grow your network, and you're gonna meet important people. If you wanna become a master communicator, click the link in the description, and I'll see you on the other side.